Why hello, people from Earth and outer space. It is I, Alexander from the universe. In this episode of Let's Rust, we're going to be talking about another important part in controlling the flow of our programs, match. You may remember from a previous episode when we went over ifs and how we could control the flow of our program by executing a block of code depending on if a value was true or false. Now, matches are similar in a way, but in a way, they're also slightly more powerful because they use patterns. You may remember from the episode on variable bindings how we could define a pattern left-hand side of the definition of it. We go down here and say we have a variable here bound by a variable binding. We have let beard length is equal to, let's say we have a beard length of 3. Now this is going to correspond to meters, but Rust doesn't care about that. So we might as well define it as beard length meters, or in meters. We have a 3 meter long beard. That's pretty long. Now we want to print out different messages depending on how long our beard is. And we could go on forever typing if, else if, like so. But that ain't the easiest way. What we can do instead is we can use a match, like so. We type a match and the variable we want to match with, which is beard length meters. We create a code block, and from there on, we are going to type in all the numbers we want to match this with. So we want to match it with 0. This is kind of like saying, if it's 0, then do something. If it's 1, then do something. If it's 25, then do something. With a slight twist. Because this 0 right here, that's actually a pattern, and we're going to talk more about those in the future. But for now, think of this as a really nice and neat way of making an if. So if 0, then we're going to do a little arrow here using an equal sign and a greater than sign. So if beard length meters is equal to 0, then execute whatever comes after this error. And if we want to here, we could do a print line. You have no beard. What a shame. And we're not actually going to end it with a semicolon this time. We're going to use a comma. Then after the comma, we can define another arm for this match right here. So if it's 1, we want to print something else. Do another arm, print line. You have a tiny beard, although a meter long beard is kind of long. If you have a 2 meter long beard, then we want to print, you're getting there, boy. And then if we have 3, which we do have, as a matter of fact, your beard is quite long. Like so. But if we were to run this now, open up our handy terminal here, run this, it's going to say error, non-exhaustive pattern, underscore, not covered. This is because we need to cover all the different cases that can take place. And in here, the only cases we cover, the only arms of this match we actually covered is a 0, 1, 2, and 3. So as the error suggested, we can add another comma here and do an underscore. And this will match to anything. So if it's not one of these, it will always be this one. So it's -1 if it's greater than 3. We're gonna print out your beards is getting out of hand, man. Like so. So if we were to run this now, we get an error because we include a semicolon here, so don't do that. Now if we were to run it, your beard is quite long. Yeah, our beard is quite long. It's 3 meters long only. I mean, seriously. We only have a 3 meter long beard. Well, it's quite long, but it ain't getting out of hand, if you know what I mean. No, okay. Now we're gonna have a slight problem here if the beard length in meters is actually less than 0. Because surely our beard ain't getting out of hand if it's negative, right? Well, I mean, it would be kind of strange having a negatively long beard. So we're gonna fix that by making sure that this number right here, this variable here, beard length meters, cannot take on a value less than 0 by making it into a u variable. Let's make it a u8 because we don't require more memory, because you're never really going to have a beard that's longer than 8 bits of memory. We're going to open up our CMD. We're going to run this. Your beard is quite long. Yeah, it is quite long. If we were to set this to -2 now, you're going to see that. Bada bam boom. Unary negation of an unsigned integer. Oh no. It's got to be positive. If it's 16, then it's getting out of hand, man. Now this is all very well, but what if we wanted to print multiple messages upon, say, beard length in meters was 1? You have a tiny beard, and then we want to say that since it's so tiny, why don't you go shave it off? You're not worth anything anyway. Then we could add a code block after this 1 here. Make a code block around this before the comma, and all of a sudden this, as a matter of fact, is going to work just as fine. Your beard's getting out of hand, man. Well, it doesn't get to this part. We'll actually make it 1, but it's going to work just as fine. So from here on, we could actually, now I'm going to go down and try to make this a little more organized. But from in here, we can actually use semicolons now. We use semicolon there, and then we do a print line, and we say, why don't ya go shave it off? Smiley face. There we go. Let's go run this now, shall we? Bada bam boom. That was a really slow boom. You've got a tiny beard, why don't you go shave it off, smiley face? But I do actually see something's up with the formatting here. I like it when it looks like that. There we go. So much better. So much nicer. So much cleaner. This will do exactly the same thing. Bada bam boom. Now this is the very basic of matches in Rust, and you're gonna notice how much power they have in the future, because they're freaking amazing, as some people might say. Why, goodbye, you people from Earth and outer space. Feel free to leave a comment saying something either hilarious or perhaps even a like. Until next time.